Welcome back to Mega Man X Command Mission. So, once again I'd like to mention, this chapter is a very compact area, so I figured I'd just run back to base and watch the utter disappointment of all of my deployable units. Well, you guys sucked. What about Go Deal Laboratory? Did you get anything? Okay, good. Killer Mantis, you didn't get better, but at least you didn't die. And, excuse me, Rabid? Oh god, get out of here. We don't need them in Mega Man X as well. I say as though the rabbits have been that prominent as of late. They've been in like a couple of good games, and that's it. Alright. Anyway, though, back to it. So, let's look over the party real quick. So this is gonna be my main setup. We've got Zero. He's rejoined the party, so I figured, hey, let's maybe actually have him do things. He's been missing a lot, and sometimes it was by choice. So yeah, I've got X, we've got Spider as well, and you might notice everybody's got a bit of protection on for elements as well as elemental weapons. Here's the other characters. I highly doubt I'm actually going to use them, so they're really not decked out for a fight. So yeah, they're here in case you just want to see where I'm at right now, but yeah. Mainly, I have each character kind of decked out for a type of element. You can probably guess why, but now we'll see why for certain.
So you've made it here. Not even Shadow could manage to slow you down, eh? I guess even with the Super Force medal that the commander gave him. He is, after all, just a maverick hunter who defected to our side.
Hey, isn't this the Rebellion Army lab?
Fools, you've fallen right into my trap. Behold, I am Incentas.
A trap?
Yes! There isn't a scrap of Super Force metal to be found here. It was all misinformation, designed to lure you Resistance cronies in. You're trapped like mice in a cage. No other Reploid has the ability to warp into this structure apart from yours truly.
Incentas, you really think we're gonna lie down and surrender?
The amount of Super Force metal I've applied makes Shadow pale in comparison. Come forth and meet your destruction. Get what's coming to you.
And what is coming to us is elemental changes and him going, ha ha ha! So, Incentas. I will say, I do like his design, he's pretty neat, but first off, stats. Level 46, 36,000 life energy, 180 power, 70 armor, 70 shield, 100 speed. As for his attacks, he's got the Asura Knuckle, which is just his basic attack, except it hits everybody twice. He's got Ultra Fire, Ultra Blizzard, Ultra Thunder, which are medium elemental attacks to the entire party. He's got Giga Fire, Blizzard, and Thunder, which are just single targets, but those do hurt. And then he's also got Ultra Giga Fire, Ultra Giga Blizzard, and Ultra Giga Thunder. As you might imagine, that is large damage for the entire party. He also has Scorching Blaze, which is just a different fire attack, Eternal Glacier, different water attack, Judgment Thunder, different thunder attack. You will know when he starts using his more powerful attacks when it starts saying Hyper before his turn. In case you're wondering, that's not him doing like a counter to you going into Hyper mode, that's just an HP threshold thing. So yeah, once it starts saying Hyper, he's gonna start doing the things that really hurt. Though, I have to admit, despite the fact that I feel like this is a more complicated boss than Mach Gentra, I feel like this one's way easier. Incentas is, much like his chapter, kind of easier than what came before him, even though this is the big, like, do you know elements fight. He's the big element change guy, which, you know, in some games is definitely kind of a brick wall, but not here. I think this is pretty easy to counter and very easy to understand. And while I can definitely do some heavy damage, and admittedly I probably could have done this battle more efficiently, I really don't think he's that difficult. Though he's definitely having a good time. So I do have a bit of catch-up work on the concept arts, but here's Incentas' concept art. He is Force of Missing Loud Incentas. Is that a misspelling of loud? Is he loud? I would understand that. He's definitely laughing a lot. He ain't quiet, that's for sure. So yes, whenever he changes elements, not only does he change the actual element, like, swirling around at his center, he also changes the head. It kind of, like, turns around, which is always a design choice that I kind of dig. So, the individual forms are Burning Genie Incentas, Lightning Genie Incentas, and Dancing Genie Incentas. Admittedly, while I do like his design, he's kind of a mess of a lot of things. I mean, first off, yes, he's a genie Reploid, which is pretty cool. However, the various forms he has are actually based on other cultures. So, for instance, the concept art refers to his fire form as Raw Mode, and it also gives him an Egypt Hand weapon. I feel like all of this is fairly obvious. You know what Egypt is. You know Ra is the Egyptian sun god. So then there is the Bali Hand in Baron mode. Now, Baron mode does seem to be a bit of a mistranslation. It should probably be Barong, which is an Indonesian mythological creature, who is the king of spirits. Generally, all-around pretty good dude. And also hates the Demon Queen Rongda, which, you know, there was a boss called Rongda Bongda in earlier X games, so that's immediately the thing that came up in my mind. Just saw that, I'm like, oh shit, okay. I remember that name. And then lastly, you have his lightning form, which is Jade mode. This one uses the Baranque hand, which is probably another mistranslation. It's probably supposed to be Palenque, which is an ancient Mayan city. Jade mode itself is probably a reference to the funerary mask of the Ahau Kinikinab Pakal I. The actual head looks a little bit different from the mask, but it's close enough, and that is probably the most notable Jade mask that they'd probably pull for. So yeah, that's it. That's all of the various heads he has. Again, there's just a lot in his design, so I don't know if it meshes perfectly, but I do think, conceptually, Incentas is pretty cool. Which he kinda has to be, because, boy oh boy, does he not get any screen time. Also, before I forget, Incentas is voiced by Roger Rhodes, who, I will say, does make him pretty boisterous, and that's pretty fun. Considering Incentas did not appear at the roof in the prologue, has not appeared at all until now, yeah, he really kinda needed something to make him actually memorable, because this is the only time we ever really see him. But yeah, I do think personality-wise, he's entertaining enough in what little time he has, and he's got a cool design, so he's not terrible. He doesn't get much time. Also, something really funny from the complete works is the quote from one of the devs. Initially, Incentas only had 4 fingers on each hand, but I got a sudden phone call saying, "We want you to put 5 fingers on each hand." I couldn't believe it. Did they know how many hands this guy has? Which I think is just incredibly funny. Just as a general thing. Mostly because I just think it's kinda silly. The idea of just somebody calling him up like, alright Higurashi, we've noticed that this Incentas guy only has 4 fingers. Change it to 5 or you're done. You'll never work in this town again. Which again, is very funny. You know, it is weird though, I actually haven't mentioned the complete works, like, at all, I don't think. I don't think I ever brought it up in the classic series or X, but yeah, no, complete works is really cool, a great source of information for just, like, conceptual stuff for the Mega Man series. Classic and X both share a book, and I don't have that one. I do actually have the Mega Man Zero complete works, which I have not removed the plastic from since getting it from MagFest in 2020. Last possible MagFest I could have gone to before the plague happened. But yeah, no, that's one of those items that I'm just like, I should read this. It was made for reading and looking at, but I'm going to treat it as precious. Because look, it's neat, and I don't want to damage it. I got this right before society collapsed. I'm not fucking wasting this thing. If I see even the tiniest dog ear, I will perish. And speaking of perishing, that's it. Oh. He didn't even explode, he just looks sad. Boo! Make this man explode. And of course we get Twin Ice and Twin Thunder, which are stronger versions of the sub-weapons, the elemental sub-weapons, so that's pretty good. Axel of course gets Incentas as a form, and now we see the cutscene that will end this chapter.
You're not bad, but you still have no chance. This place is set to blow in 5 minutes.
No good!
The door won't open so easily, fools. 4 minutes left. Looks like it's time to make my exit. Farewell. No! What do you think you're doing? Even the Buster can't break through that. But the explosion from 2 roids ought to at least put a dent in it.
Spider, stop!
Why, you?
Sorry. This is it. I have to do this. The rest is up to you, X and Zero.
Spider.
If Spider hadn't sacrificed himself, we wouldn't have made it back here.
Listen, everyone. Spider, he saved me by giving his life, even though I acted like a jerk when I said I wanted to work alone. I want to return the favor. No, I must return the favor. Please, let me join you, please!
Very well. If we all join together, we can defeat the Rebellion Army. For Spider.
And so Spider has left the party. Zero joined for good, however. Spider has passed. And so, in what little time he had, Incentas did manage to take down a party member. So, next time on Mega Man X Command Mission, we have to move on.